Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream. I'm going to do your December the 14th just for today in a meditation. Let's go ahead and get into that. I hope you're doing well this morning. I'm rushing a little bit. I have a destination at 4 a.m. to chair on the International NA meeting, so I'm rushing a little bit. The title of the meditation for you today, December 14th, Addiction, Drugs, and Recovery. Addiction is a physical, mental, and spiritual disease that affects every area of our lives. That comes from the basic text, page 20. Before we started using, most of us had a stereotype, a mental image of what addicts were supposed to look like. Some of us pictured a junkie robbing convenience markets for drug money. Others imagine a paranoid recluse peering at life from behind perpetually drawn drapes and locked doors. As long as we didn't fit any of the stereotypes, we thought we couldn't be addicts. As our using progressed, we discarded those misconceptions about addiction, only to come up with another, the ideal that addiction was about drugs. We may have thought addiction meant a physical habit, believing any drug that didn't produce physical habituation was not addictive. Or we thought the drugs we took were causing all our problems. We thought that merely getting rid of the drugs would restore sanity to our lives. One of the most important lessons we learn in Narcotics Anonymous is that addiction is much more than the drugs we used. Addiction is a part of us. It's an illness that involves every area of our lives, with or without drugs. We can see its effects on our thoughts, our feelings, and our behavior, even after we stop using. Because of this, we need a solution that works to repair every area of our lives, the 12 steps. Just for today, addiction is not a simple disease, but it has a simple solution. Today, I will live in that solution, the 12 steps of recovery. Let's take a moment of silence followed by the serenity prayer. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. How marvelous is that, talking about addiction, drugs, and recovery? It is a spiritual disease, right? It's mental, it's physical. It affects every part of us. And true, we all had stereotypes about what an addict looked like. I know that I did. My ideal was it was a junkie, with a needle in their arm, or someone that was skid row, a thief that was always stealing things from people that loved them and wanted to be able to use the money to get more drugs. Taking TVs out of your mom's house, selling them for little or nothing to get drugs. I had that stereotype. Reading this, really. But when it landed in my front yard, right? When the disease of addiction landed in my front yard, I was none of those things. And initially, it made it harder for me to accept that I was an addict. I was like, I go to work. I may not show up on time, and I steal a lot of their time, right? I don't work the whole time that I'm supposed to work, but I'm none of those things that I thought an addict was. But yet I find myself here in Narcotics Anonymous. So it started to help me change what I thought an addict should look like, because an addict was myself. And myself was a suit wearing woman that had a job, a career. And I realized, yeah, that stereotype has to go. Even though I wasn't happy about it, I accepted it. And through accepting it, I was able to start doing the work using the spiritual principles of this 12-step program, working the steps, working the program, and applying it forcefully to my life. When I say forcefully, I mean I had to do it. And I knew I had to do it to save my life, right? And so I would make myself do it even when I didn't want to. Even when I didn't want to. So yeah, addiction is not a simple disease, but it has a simple solution. Just like any other disease, usually there's something that can help you to keep the symptoms of that disease at a minimum, right? Or reduce them completely. But it does take work. It does take some level of sacrifice, right? And definitely a level of surrender to the fact that you even have the disease. It's the same way. So today, let's live in the solution, which is the 12 steps of recovery. I hope that you have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to talk to you soon.